Hi there. I was thinking that as I continue to move forward in the alphabet in Psalm 119, that I'm going to go back to the beginning and do slightly longer videos explaining in the English. It might be helpful as I go along through the Hebrew to explain the English and some of the things that I've learned from the Hebrew in memorizing it. So I was going to start back at Psalm 119, verse 1, which is Ashrei Tamimei Darek HaCholakim Beitarat Adonai. And Ashrei is often translated blessed, but there are two words in Hebrew that are translated blessed, Baruch and Ashrei. Ashrei has more of a connotation of being happy, and that's why I do this sign. Happy are those who are complete in the way. Ashrei comes from the root ashar, which you'll hear also yashar, to be straight. Like when Yeshua talks about the straight and narrow path, walking in the straight way, that makes you happy. We feel often, as Americans especially, that if we're going to walk in a straight and narrow way, that would make you unhappy, like we don't want any boundaries. But actually, I think people do better when they have some rules to follow. And I realized in my own life that when I started walking in all of the instructions and paying attention to all of the Father's instructions, that it did bring me more joy because it showed me what to do. We often ask, what is God's will for my life? But He has already shown us so much of what His will is by giving us very specific instructions for specific circumstances, that if we would just pay attention to how He says life is lived best, that it actually turns out better for us and it makes you happier. So that's why it says, happy are those who are complete in the way. And complete, the word tamim, is often translated perfect. And in the English, we kind of resist the word perfect because we think that's like sinless perfection, but it's really more of an idea of paying attention to all of the Father's instructions. So your life is complete because you're paying attention to all of His instructions. And there are several people in the Bible who are described as being tamim, righteous or perfect. Noah, Job, Jacob, Elizabeth, and Zechariah. Of course, Yeshua was perfect, but I think the rest of them, they probably made mistakes once or twice in their life, but they were trying to completely obey all of the Father's instructions and learn all of them. With regard to sacrifices, it does mean blameless, perfect, and that's because the Father has always provided an atonement for us when we do make mistakes. So, Ashrei Tamimei Darek HaCholakim Beitarat, in your Torah, Adonai. And then Ashrei Notzrei Edotiv Bekol Lev Yidrashuhu. So happy is the one who guards the witnesses, which the witnesses are often considered the 10 Commandments because they were the witnesses that were put in the Ark of the Covenant, the witness between the Father and the people. So Ashrei Notzrei Edotiv Bekol Lev, with my whole heart, Derashuhu, I seek out you. That reminds me of the verse in Matthew when Yeshua says, seek first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. I mean, I think He's saying the same thing. Seek out Him and His ways, and then everything, you will be happy in the way, and all these blessings, like in Deuteronomy when it talks about the blessings and the curses, all these blessings will be added unto you. So the next verse, see, it's hard for me to go back and forth. Ashrei Notzrei Edotiv Bekol Lev Yidrashuhu Aflo Fa'alu Avla, do no unrighteousness or wickedness. Bidrachiv Halachu, in His ways walk. Ata Sivita, you yourself have commanded. Pikudeka, the Pikud are like the statutes. You'll see me do this a lot. This is the sign for divine command, and there's several different words that are listed for that. So you'll see pikud, chok, or mitzvot are also commands, and they're slightly different, and I'll do a separate video on what the differences between those are. So ata sivita pikudeka lishmor meod. My dog is barking at me. Achalai yikonu, that my way will be established. Derchai hukeka. See, now I've forgotten it. Achalai yikonu derchai lishmor hukeka. That my ways will be established when I guard your hukeka, your hok, your decrees. Odaka be'osher levav. I will praise you with all my heart. Belomdi mishpate sidkaka. Teach me your righteous judgments. Et hukeka eshmor. I will guard your decrees. Al tazveni ad meod. Do not abandon me entirely. So I probably need to attend to my dog. I will talk to you later. Bye. I realized that earlier I totally got distracted by my dog and skipped verse 6. So it is atzlo evosh be'abiti al kol mitzvoteka, so that I will not be embarrassed when I look at all of your commandments. So there you go. Talk to you later. Shalom.